I will come to you, though, on the workings of another man's brain, and his name is Marc Benioff, and you know him very well. And, guys, before we wrap up our first block of programming here, let's get to this deal that was announced, of course, after the close yesterday, just like we told you it would be. Salesforce announcing the acquisition of Slack. It is a big deal for them. We can, of course, see that Salesforce's stock, now the reported earnings as well, Jim, I'll let you weigh in terms of that and how the quarter looked. But you can see the stock is down, and that is going to have an impact on Slack. It's, as we said on Monday, it is a little bit more cash than stock. It's $26.79 in cash, and that's 0.0776 of a Salesforce share, so you can figure out what that is worth at this point. But, Jim, a couple of things. There are those who are wondering, well, does it really take Salesforce into an area that they're not as familiar with? Does it mean that he is going to start making acquisitions outside their core competency or not? And then there have been a few people concerned with the CFO's departure and the replacement of a long-tenured person at the company. But Amy Weaver, the new CFO, was a general counsel. Kind of seems sometimes can be an odd move to have made. And I've heard a couple of shareholders this morning a bit concerned about that.
Well, Hawkins is just a love figure.
I'm sorry, what?
The CFO is a love figure.
Yes, and very, very close to the investment community.
Yes.
And relied on for many years by the investment community. And so that also plays
David, before you jump to conclusions, 7 firms today wrote about it.
Yep.
7 firms hated it.
So there's unanimity.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget that when people get together, all right, what do they have to say about it? It's too expensive. Mark doesn't know what he's doing. He hasn't done. He said no deals in the next 3 months, and here's a deal. Slack was doing very poorly. You can't take on Microsoft Teams. You cannot believe how much they paid. It was not an elite company that they bought. So, David, I think, it's mixed.
It's mixed. Well, let's hear from Mr. Benioff himself, who joined you last night, and see what he had to say.
Slack changes everything and makes Salesforce a whole new type of company, a company that is truly architected to work from anywhere. Now, we have already introduced Salesforce Work from Anywhere a couple months ago, you know that. But now with Slack, it really supercharges our approach and lets all of our customers re-architect their workforce to be truly from anywhere.
David, he is just saying, Microsoft, here we come.
Right.
We're going to be a $500 billion enterprise when we're done. We're going to take sales of Slack up 3 times, and we're putting together a coalition. And, David, that coalition will include Zoom, which is on the right side of Mark.
Yep.
It could include Snowflake, which reports this week. Tableau, a deal that's been viewed as very successful. This is a soup-to-nuts attempt to say, Satya Nadella, it's war.
Wow. Well, that sounds like the kind of story that we're going to be following for potentially years to come.
I predict that these 7 firms, they will eat crow. I'll give them Gouldens or Greg Poupon. They can have their choice.
You've been a supporter of this company.
Well, I like the Tableau deal. I like the MuleSoft deal. I like the Exec Target deal. I've been right.
You've been right. And it's hard to bet against Benioff.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.